But what I don't want to see brand new startups do is put all of their effort to online, because it does take time, it does take traction. So the best advice is to always try and find a hybrid of some of your time and attention and your money going towards things like a new website and things like Facebook and Google ads, but at the same time not constantly staring at the Google ads platform and not constantly staring at Facebook, hoping for all these leads to come in, because they will. It just takes a little bit more time. I think what you should be doing is getting to community events, getting face to face. And in fact, in the story with Mustafa last night, I told him about how I did it. My plan to get in front of patients, what I did was created a project called Feel Great for Sport. No, sorry guys, come on past. It's all right. You're very... Hey bud. I was explaining to somebody last night, when I first got going, I started a concept called Feel Great for Sport. Right, now bear with me. It was basically a gateway to me getting in front of parents. There's videos all over my Physio Business YouTube channel of me doing it. And really what the idea was that I got into clubs. So like, for example, Celebration Tropics, right where I live, like under 8s, under 6, under 7, 8, all the way through to 15 in soccer. Every Saturday morning, hundreds of kids, but crucially, just as many parents. Now I don't want the kids, I want the parents. But I also now probably won't get the parents to come down because they all think they're too busy, they all think this now can be done and yada yada, right? But I also know the parents are motivated to want to help the kids. So the positioning that I took back then was, I'll teach you how to help your kid stay fit.
He's brilliant. Everybody's dancing. Hey, on you go, go on you go. Go on lads, go on. Yeah.
Find big, big organisations. So, for example, where I live in Celebration, there's a sports club, soccer club called Celebration Tropics, and they have hundreds of kids. Now, I'd be going into that team and saying, hey, can I teach? And this was the message: can I teach the parents how to help their kids be better at sport? So I wasn't going in wanting to show the kids. What I wanted to do was show the parents how to help their kids, and I'd give them advice on stretching, I'd give them advice on diet, I'd give them advice on cooling down and all those things, just generally to try and avoid injury. So if you are working with baseball players, it would be the same thing. Find the local baseball clubs, the junior baseball clubs, the mini league or the minor league, or the kids who are wanting to aspire to be professional baseball players, and target the parents. So go to the coaches and say, hey, I'd like to help the parents, and give the parents some advice. And what it spawned for me was a situation where I'd got 40 or 50 parents in a room with their kids who I could help, and I'd teach them their stretching, and I'd teach them their exercises and their cool downs and their warm-ups. But what I'd also do is at the end, I'd make a very simple offer, if you like, to the people in the room, the parents aged 40 to 50, that if they wanted to come to my clinic, I'd have free sessions, I'd sign them all up to my email list, and I acquired new patients by my business. So the gateway became an event, the gateway became a teaching session. So it was a workshop, if you like, on steroids, where I'd take it to local clubs who I knew had the type of parents that I wanted to do business with, and it in the end spawned a newspaper column. So my newspaper in England, my 2 columns, one is called Feel Great for Sport and one is called Feeling Great, and they became a weekly newspaper column where I'd share advice on how to keep fit for sport and how to keep fit generally. It attracted the attention of radio. I got on local radio with it, and it attracted the attention of local soccer players, professional soccer players who wanted to come and support the cause. And in the end, when I did one of the events, I remember vividly, we had over 200 people in the room, and it was pretty big. And it all started from an idea of wanting to, how do I get in front of parents? How do I get in front of people? You don't always have to just look for people in pain. Sometimes it's what's the gateway, and for me, putting on a big event for a local junior soccer club became a gateway to getting in front of parents who may or may not have had problems, but once they knew who I was, were always going to come and see me eventually. So I used to walk away from those type of events with anywhere between 5 and 10 new patients, 50, 60 people on an email list. Anytime their kids got injured, they brought them to see me. Anytime they got injured, they brought them to see me. And that was one of the things that I did very early doors. It was a hybrid of a new patient acquisition event. It was definitely a long-term player, but it was also a great PR. Public relations is something that's massively underestimated in business, and it's something that you should start to manufacture more for yourself. So that was my advice to Mustafa. It's my advice to you if you are brand new startup. Make sure that you have a 50-50 split on the accelerator program that I teach. We talk about giving free information, and we show you ways to do that at community events. We show you ways to do that with referrals, and we show you how to do it digitally as well. It's very tempting to go digitally constantly, but I'm advising that if you are a brand new business, you are respectful of the need to have some focus on time, and your best asset is still you and you getting face to face with people, and then concurrently, simultaneously figuring out Google AdWords. But don't just keep staring at digital thinking that it's going to come in tonight. It does for some businesses, but for the relatively new businesses, I would advise a 50-50 split between digital and paid for marketing, and using your greatest asset, which is always going to be yourself and your personality, and give it a go. Contact the local soccer clubs, the local baseball club, basketball club, and the positioning that you want to use is, I'd like to teach the parents how to help their children stay fit. If you do that, you'll get unbelievable reaction and people will show up. There is not a parent on earth who wouldn't want to come to that type of event. So give it a go and let me know how you get on with it.
Thanks for watching this video, and if you found it helpful, and if you now find yourself thinking, I wonder what else this person can help me with, head over to paulgough.com/books, where you can find my best-selling books, which will show you how to add more profit to your practice. Or send an email to paul@paulgough.com to ask about how we can help you accelerate the growth and profitability of your clinic. And by the way, if you know anybody who would find this helpful, please share this video out. Thanks so much.